Okay, what's good, everyone? It's Nigel here, Trinidad Empowerment Network. So let's dive straight in and talk about what's been happening recently. What's just happened between America and Iran and how it potentially affects the Caribbean, how it potentially affects Trinidad and Tobago. So, as you may know, unless you've been living under a rock, America has just bombed Iran.
من به گازوی شهرانو زدم. همینطوری دارن میزنن. ما چه گناهی کردیم تن بدنمون باید بلرزه؟
Again, but if you're living in Trinidad or anywhere in the Caribbean, don't just scroll past this like it's just some more international news. I know the news at the minute is somewhat overwhelming. There's so much of it, but this is one that's really important, really does affect the Caribbean. You may think it's far away, but it affects the Caribbean massively. It affects Trinidad massively, or potentially does. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why, because what happens in the Persian Gulf has a direct impact, has direct consequences for your fuel, your food prices, and the entire economy in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean at large. So today I'm going to break it down as to why this is such a tumultuous time for the rest of the world, for us in the Caribbean. Iran isn't just another country. Iran is one of the world's biggest oil and gas producers. So when the US attacks Iran, the oil markets panic. And when the oil markets panic, we see a rise, a price surge. We see prices go up. And Trinidad, we're kind of caught in the middle of all of this. So even though we produce oil and gas, as you know, we do not control the destination, or we do not control our own destiny simply because we do not own an oil refinery. The people that own the oil refineries, the BPs, the Shells of this world, they control our destiny. So now, as you know, we export raw crude oil and import the finished fuel, the finished product. And we kind of pray that global prices do not spike, because if oil hits $100 or $120 a barrel again, because of this potential war, because of this conflict, our cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago is going to spiral literally overnight. This is why what Donald Trump has done in Iran is it affects us massively in the Caribbean. We are also a major LNG exporter. That's Trinidad and Tobago. We're a major LNG exporter. But here's the issue with that. The natural gas market is shifting fast. So if Iran is attacked, like they have been, Europe and Asia start scrambling for gas. Now, you may think this may be beneficial to Trinidad because we produce the natural resources that they need. But this only benefits us if we have enough production. Only if we have enough production. Only if BP and Shell and other foreign companies don't reroute our gas elsewhere. So essentially, BP, Shell, and all of these other refineries operating in the Caribbean, operating in Trinidad and Tobago, control us. They control our destiny. We don't control the pipelines. We don't control the revenue. We just take a royalty. We take a royalty and hope for the best. We are not in control in this situation. That is a harsh reality. So I want to remind you what happened the last time America attacked Iraq, I believe in 2003. The last time America attacked Iraq in 2003, oil prices spiked. Food prices spiked. Literally overnight, everything went up. For those of you who are old enough to remember, everything went up. Shipping costs went up. And that went up across the globe. So just start thinking about how much Trinidad depends on imports and stuff being imported into Trinidad. If I'm an exporter or an importer of goods or food in Trinidad, I see my prices go up. I'm going to pass those prices back on to who? The customers. So in Trinidad, we felt it in the gas station and the groceries and the pharmaceuticals. The prices went up. The prices are going to go up. So this is how this is going to affect us. We paid more, but the country barely benefited from the war profits, because our local capacity was weak. We do not control our natural resources. Foreign companies do. So the world may be demanding more gas and oil, but we do not control our own gas and oil, so we're in trouble. So here we are again. A different country this time, but the same script. A different country, the same script. This time it's Iran. So briefly, we shut down Petrotrin in 2018. Most of you know that. It was deemed to be inefficient. It was losing money, and that was truth. Bad management. Whoever you want to blame, you come on here and you let your feelings be heard. You want to blame the PNM, you want to blame whoever you want to blame, you come on here and you let your feelings be heard. That's what this page exists for. But now, 5 years later, we are watching a global oil shock, and we have zero refining capabilities. Zero. There's talk about revamping Petrotrin. That's nonsense. I'm telling you now, I put money on it. That ain't happening. That is not happening. Let that sink in. That is not happening. Remember, I told you that. The political games being played by the Prime Minister is nonsense. Petrotrin is not going to be revamped. So, American bombs in Iran, or American bombs Iran. And we live in a country that has no control over its fuel supply. That is not independence. That is economic slavery. The world will be desperate for the natural resources that we produce because of what is happening now in Iran. But because we do not have control over our natural resources, we will not benefit from this. In fact, it will be the polar opposite. This is why I keep saying Trinidad must diversify now. Diversify away from America, diversify away from oil and gas. We must stop treating oil and gas like it's a savior, like it will save us forever. We must start investing in the things of the future: solar farms, manufacturing, agriculture, and digital innovation. Those are just a few things for the future that you never hear. Forward ever, backward never. That seems to be the policy of Trinidad and Tobago. The future is not foreign dependency. The future is self-sufficiency. We need a self-sufficient nation, and we must stop begging and relying on the United States, because look at what they're doing now. Let the US and Iran fight their war. We need to stop being collateral damage. And if the government won't tell you the truth, then I will. What's happening now is atrocious. This has got nothing good is going to come of this. The United States attacking Iran means Iran will retaliate. They will retaliate. They're not going to take this sitting down. So to every Caribbean person watching this, to every Caribbean, every Trinidadian, every Tobagonian, every Caribbean person watching this video, these global conflicts are not far away, not as far away as you think. They affect us directly. You are going to be paying more. I'm telling you this now. They impact your food, they impact your fuel, and most importantly, they impact your freedom. So here's what I suggest. We must demand leaders with vision, not the cabal that we have now, not the joke that we have now. Leaders with vision, not just politicians who chase contracts and blame the next party. The tug of war, it's their fault. It's nonsense. The only people that benefit are the people at the top, and the people at the bottom are left with nothing. We need economic independence. We need economic independence, and we need it now. We need our own oil refinery. Until we start diversifying and going into other resources, we need our own oil refinery. We don't just need to hear government talk about it to pander for votes, because that's all they do. We need to finally break our dependency on America and Americans' foreign policy, because what America does affects us directly. Trinidad, the Caribbean, doesn't need to be a pawn anymore. It's time to play our own game. We need to take our lead from Burkina Faso. We need to take our lead from Abraham Traore. This nonsense we have going on now is not working. We are going to be affected by what's happening now between America and Iran because we are so reliant on America. So this is Trinidad Empowerment Network. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We don't wait for the government to explain the world to us here at Trinidad Empowerment Network. We break it down ourselves. So please, 80% of you are not subscribed to the channel. We are over 6K subs, 6,000 subscribers, and one of the fastest growing economic channel in the Caribbean. That's according to YouTube. That's because of you. So please continue to like, continue to subscribe, and I try my best as a result to bring you the best information possible. So let's hope this gets squashed as soon as possible. Let's hope Iran does not retaliate, because this could only go in one direction if they do. We do not need a long, drawn-out war similar to what happened in Iraq. We do not need a spike in fuel, oil, and food prices. We do not need that in the Caribbean. It's the last thing we need. This government is in for a very, very long 4 years. They've made a lot of promises. I highly suspect that they're not going to keep much of it. I see nothing from them that suggests they are going to do a better job than the previous administration. Nothing. In fact, I believe it's going to be worse. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. And for all you tough guy UNC supporters who come onto my page with your illiterate comments, ain't nobody worried about you, my friends. No one's worried about you. I will continue to talk on this channel. My voice will be heard. And there's nothing you could do about it. With that said, I'll see you on the next video. For now, much love. God bless. Take care. Peace.